What's going on, everyone? Alex Miller from the Eagle, joined by Travis Brown. We're out here at Kyle Field. Looks like they're getting the turf mowed and painted in preparation for A&M season opener this Saturday against Kent State. Travis, we heard from a slew of players and Jimbo Fisher today. What were some of the key things you heard as the Aggies are getting ready to face Kent State?
I think it's the same thing we've heard all along. Haynes King is fast. Everybody says Haynes King is fast, but we did get a little information from Jimbo Fisher on the fact that, as always, it's decision-making and accuracy that comes down to picking a quarterback under Jimbo Fisher, and that's exactly what Haynes King was able to do. He said that Zach Calzada was matching him in competition each week and each day in practice, but ultimately it was Haynes King that won out in that. A couple other tidbits: we don't know if Michael Clemens or McKinley Jackson are going to be available. They are going through university disciplinary process, and they can't speak on that, so we don't know what their availability will be this weekend. We got to talk to Leon O'Neal for the first time, which was actually very interesting, very cool to get to talk to him and about what his influence is and what the kind of maturation process. I asked him a little bit about, there was times where he made some great plays last season. There were some times where his passion got the best of him a little bit, and he kind of made some penalties, made some errors here and there, and so for all the good, there was some bad with it. And he said he's really had conversations with Mike Elko about how to channel that passion a little bit more constructively. Seemed like a guy who's matured a lot. So what do you think, Alex? What did you take from it?
Yeah, I think no question the big story going into this game is going to be Haynes King taking over as quarterback. It's funny, Isaiah Spiller getting asked by our good friend Mike Lucas who would win in a race between him. I think at halftime this week we should have just a 40-yard dash between Isaiah Spiller and Haynes King, and we'll have Devon Achane running laps around them like the Roadrunner from the Warner Bros, the Looney Tunes.
When they're playing what's the Kanye West song?
Oh, Power.
When they have Power playing, and just put the two of them in the front and have them race to midfield during that's a perfect, in the course of things, the juices are flowing. We'll get a great accurate representation of who's faster.
Right, and I think one of the other big storylines coming into this game is going to be the offensive line. That seems to be a talking point that we've heard over and over again this offseason, and the big thing has been Kenyon Green officially being named A&M starting right tackle with Jameer Johnson at left tackle. We've seen Kenyon move pretty much everywhere except center during his time at A&M. What does it say about, one, the confidence they have in Jameer Johnson to be the left tackle, given you have an All-American at Kenyon Green, and how do you see this A&M offensive line kind of gelling together right now?
So from what Jimbo Fisher said a little bit, and reading between the lines, I think the move of him from left tackle to right tackle was more about that Jameer Johnson fit in at left tackle a little bit more, whereas Kenyon Green has the versatility to play both. So to make it the best five they can have out there, it's Jameer Johnson at left tackle, Kenyon Green at right tackle. He said in the college level, really in today's game, the difference between playing right tackle and left tackle is negligible, and Kenyon Green is the most versatile guy, can play a lot of different positions on that line, pretty much except for center, and he might be able to do that. We'll probably see some movement, some moving pieces around, but it wasn't necessarily a Kenyon Green fits better here than not. I think it's a little bit more Jameer Johnson was the guy that plays that left tackle, is pretty much his position. Kenyon Green has the versatility to move it around. I'm interested in, and here, give me this because it has a pronunciation guide. Aggie Agumbi.
Yes.
When we were seeing, they were at left guard, they were moving a lot of guys around in fall camp. They were giving some guys rest. They were trying guys out. He was the one guy that every single practice we got to see was the stalwart of that offensive line. I know Jimbo Fisher at one of the summer speaking tours had said that he is a guy that like the way he throws guys is cartoonish. He's just so strong. He's the guy I'm most excited to watch, actually, because to be the true freshman guy coming in, the last time they did that was, last year with Kenyon Green having a true freshman. To have that true freshman on this line with the kind of depth that they have at offensive line, I think he's going to be an exciting guy to watch, and I want to see how well he acclimatizes quickly.
It seems a lot of answers are being provided on the offensive line for A&M, whether it's at tackle, at guard, but the one question that seems to be remaining is at center. Mm-hmm. Luke Matthews listed as the starter, but he's dealt with some injuries. Behind him, you got a couple of true freshmen who everybody is just raving raved about all these true freshman offensive linemen. But what can you say just real quickly about what A&M's looking for at center, and the potential of having a freshman start at that key spot? We've seen time and time again how that center position can be really pivotal to the offensive line.
Yeah, I mean, they have a guy in Smart Chibuzo who has a little bit of experience there. When Ryan McCollum last year was dealing with some injury stuff and going back and forth through that. But yeah, Bryce Foster is a guy who's shown out, and Matthew Wyckoff is a guy that we've seen a lot. Wyckoff was in that first team mix a couple of times when some guys were sitting out, some guys were hurt. So either one of those guys is a guy at least through fall camp that has some experience. And then even not listed here, you have a guy named Smart Chibuzo who has some experience at center as well. And so this is about as deep. I would, without having seen them yet, I would want to venture to guess this is about as deep as an offensive line as they've had in my time here in the last 5 years. And it's not going to be the full-on line changes like we saw in 2017. These are guys that they've been waiting their turn